What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Revival. And today I thought I'd go a little bit over E3. It's coming up here in less than a month. I've got my notes, I've got a cold beer, and I'm ready to just talk about some of the press conferences that have been announced. And I'm super excited because E3 is just always fun to speculate about. Sometimes you get disappointed, sometimes you get things you don't expect. But either way, it's always kind of cool to just hope for the best and see what happens in that regard. So let's start from the top. So EA is the first one up, and I believe it sounds like they're doing a new Battlefield, which is pretty awesome, considering the last one I really enjoyed. Funny enough, I went to E3 in 2016 when it was first coming out, and I went with my buddy Brandon, and we played it at E3, and that was one of the coolest experiences of the whole entire thing. Just because it may have been just because we were there at E3 for the first time, and you know, just being in the presence of basically like video game mecca was just awesome. But we had a really good time just doing this huge 20-on-20 match and just playing the hell out of it. We lost, but man, it was so much fun. So I'm really excited to see what they do with the new one. Funny enough, we didn't play much of the game after E3 of that year, but you know, it was still a great game, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. The only other thing that I can think of that I really want to see from them is more info on Anthem. I'm worried about the microtransactions thing, and I've heard rumors that they're probably going to be in there, which, knowing EA, it's probably accurate. But who knows, maybe they'll surprise us, and we'll see what they do. But I'd really like to see more info on Anthem. And then other than that, obviously, we know we're going to see sports titles and that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Bethesda is saying that they are going to have their longest E3 presser ever. At least that's the rumor. So, sweet, I guess. I'm hoping that means we're going to see something with Elder Scrolls. I would love to see an Elder Scrolls 6. My only fear, and Brian actually pointed this out to me, I'm really worried that it's going to be on the same engine as Skyrim. The reason that I'm worried about that, it probably won't bother a lot of people, but I loved Fallout 3, and Fallout 4 was an amazing game, don't get me wrong, but when I played it, it felt like, because it was on the same engine and everything, it felt like just an expansion for Fallout 3. And so I didn't dive into it as deep as I did 3 when it came out, which is unfortunate because Fallout 4 had a lot to offer, and it still was a great game in its own right. But for me, at least, I kind of was hoping for something new, and not just expanded upon the old thing. But we just have to wait and see. I mean, we may not even hear anything about a new Elder Scrolls game. This is just kind of wishful thinking. Knowing Bethesda, they'll announce it last minute anyway. So hopefully they'll do what they did with Fallout 4, and they'll be like, hey, by the way, it's coming out in a month. Or we may not get anything, and we'll just be stuck wondering what they're talking about. But like I said, if the rumor's true that it's going to be the longest ever, hopefully they got something crazy to showcase. We'll just have to wait and see. Ubisoft. I always enjoy Ubisoft presentations. They're interesting. I really like the excitement that they bring. Like, I don't mean like it's exciting to watch. I mean, like, the energy they bring is there's a lot of passion involved with it. Whether you're a fan of some of their games or not, or you believe 100% of the things they say, that's irrelevant. They always have a good time, you can tell, when they're doing their presentation. At least I can. And I always have fun watching it. Will there be another celebrity guest host? Who knows? We'll see. Because they didn't have Aisha Tyler last year, and she did it for quite a few years before. So it was a surprise last year, because everybody was kind of expecting it, because she was kind of their go-to person. I'd like to see her come back, to be honest. I always thought she did a great job. But games I'm looking forward to from them, I want to see some more from Beyond Good and Evil 2. I want to see some Skull and Bones, because Sea of Thieves, such a letdown, it's unfortunate. I'm hoping Skull and Bones can deliver on what Sea of Thieves didn't. There's supposedly an Avatar game set in James Cameron's Avatar universe, which sounds kind of neat. I love that movie, so who knows, we'll see. Watch Dogs 3 and Assassin's Creed. It looks like they may be doing instead of Assassin's Creed every year, switching off years between those two franchises, which would be kind of neat. They ended up taking off a year of Assassin's Creed and then came out with Origins. So it clearly worked out for them to do that. with that series. So hopefully that's kind of the direction they're looking at taking, because I think prior to that, the series was kind of starting to get stale for some people. Understandably so, because the games are so similar that it's, once every year is kind of crazy to do something like that. But who knows? We'll see. And I love Watch Dogs, so I'd love to see a Watch Dogs 3. Division 2, I really want some more info on that. The problem with Ubisoft games, and when they come out and say, oh, you're going to get to play online with your friends, you're going to get to do all this stuff with other people and everything, that's awesome to hear, but I can't think of any off the top of my head that really had a lot of staying power. It always seems to be like a flash in the pan, like a cool thing to play for the first couple of weeks, and then you just don't really have a reason to keep going. They come out with DLC and expansions and stuff, but it's never really hit hard enough to really make an impact and make people want to come back to and stick with it. I really, really like the Division 1. I think the concept is really cool, but unfortunately, after a few weeks, it was just kind of all my friends stopped playing, and then eventually I stopped playing, and it was just unfortunate because there was a lot of potential there, and I really hope that there's something with Division 2 that they can bring to the table. So let's see what happens. Square Enix. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Please. We need more info. We need something more than just screenshots. I get it. I get that there's issues with development and stuff like that. I'm really glad you're doing a press conference this year. Or video, whatever it is that I heard you're doing. Either way, I'm glad you're doing a presentation. I don't understand why they didn't just keep the development of the game in-house to start with. Like, from what I understand, I saw an article a while ago that it was rumored that they were going to do since it was episodic, they were going to do each episode through a different third-party developer. And I was kind of like, what? Why would you do that? Like, especially with a game like this. Like, this is something that I would assume you'd want to keep in-house. You're going to make a lot of money on it. But what fans really want to see is that same care and attention to detail with some improvements. They want to know that their game that they love so much is still going to be, A, recognizable, and B, able to give them the same kind of feeling that it did when they originally played it. Obviously, it's not going to happen because they know the main storyline and all that stuff. But at the same time, like, you can still wow them. You can still make them feel like this is Final Fantasy VII. This is the game I remember and I love, and now it's even better. Just do it right. But please let us see something. I'd be fine without getting a release date or anything as long as I see something on the battle system. I want to see what they're doing with the battle system, even if it's just like an explanation or something. I just want to see what their ideas are for it. That's number one for me as far as it coming out. I want something. So we'll see. Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm assuming that's what the main part of the press conference is going to be. As much as I want to see the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think it's going to be mostly focused on Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope I'm wrong. Totally hope I'm wrong. But I think it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3, which is fine. I know there's a lot of people hoping for that as well. Personally, I have not even played, finished. I've played. I haven't finished 2 yet, so I'm fine waiting for a new one on that. I didn't lose interest, but I kind of stopped being all like, I have to play another Kingdom Hearts game when I realized they kind of strayed more towards Disney and less from the Final Fantasy side of things. Because that's what it was originally, was the two, combined together. That was a drawing point. And I totally can appreciate that it's now its own thing. I get that, but I'm a Final Fantasy fan, so. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see that. Supposedly, there's a new Avengers game that they're putting together, which could be really cool, considering they made Tomb Raider. They make an Avengers game in that style. I think that'll be so cool. it'll be interesting to see what they do. It's Square Enix, so they'll put together a good game. Whether it's going to appease the fans or not, we'll see. But it'll at least be something solid. And then, like I said, Tomb Raider. New Tomb Raider, I would assume we'll probably see something for that as well. So, I'm excited to see what they do. Final Fantasy VII? Please! Microsoft. You guys have some work to do. Gears 5, Forza Horizon 4, and Halo 6. Those are your big ones. Those are ones that people are hoping to see and expecting to see. If not all three, then at least like two of them. Man, my problem is that's not enough. I feel like you really need to get some new IPs going. You gotta get something in there to be able to compete with the other guys, because it's unfortunate. Give me a reason to want to get back into playing my Xbox. I love the system, I really do. But at the same time, it's just, if there's a game that's on both that and PS4, I'm always going to go PS4 because that's where most of my friends are. And so new IPs. Really excited to see if they actually come out with some new Sea of Thieves content. I know the game just came out, but I'm really hoping that there's something substantial that they've got that they're working on. Because man, that game was such a letdown. Also, Crackdown 3, I know there's a bunch of people still waiting to hear more about that, so we'll see. But like I said, I think the biggest thing Microsoft can do is look at some new IPs and announce that. They really need to surprise us with what they can do, because right now I don't know that people are really expecting much from them, so we'll see. Sony. Sony's been killing it. Their lineup's been great. You got Spider-Man, which I really would like to see a sense of scope. I want to, like, the one for PS2 was the first Spider-Man game I ever got. Loved it. And I loved being able to swing, from building to building all through the city, and it was a huge city, so you got to, go from one end to the other, swinging like Spider-Man. It was great. And I'd like to see, like, how big of an area that we'll get to play in with this new game. Death Stranding, self-explanatory. I want to know what it's about. I want to know more details. I want to see some gameplay. Because I don't know anybody who's not intrigued by that. Like, it just seems so out there and so interesting that it'll be cool to see what they do. Last of Us 2, obviously. First one was amazing, and Naughty Dog kills it. So we'll see what they do with this one. I want to see some more PSVR games as well. PSVR is awesome, but. And I don't have anything like specific that I'm looking for with it. I just want some more things for it. Some more that are going to keep me coming back to it, rather than most of the games that I have for PSVR, I kind of like, I play for a little bit and the novelty wears off. And then I just shelve it and I don't do much with it other than that. Like Werewolves Within. I loved that game, but once I got every single trophy, I was kind of like... And I don't even know if people still play it online. I'm sure some people do, but it's like... I don't know, they've just got to do some stuff with... something that has some staying power. There was also at the Video Game Awards last year, there was that announcement from Software where people were saying it was possibly Bloodborne 2. Be interesting to see if it is Bloodborne 2 or if it's something else. Hopefully we'll see some more on that title. My buddy Brian was talking about he wanting to see Ratchet and Clank 2. We'll see. And then me personally, I was hoping for a Jak and Daxter remaster. So, if that happens, awesome, because then I'll finally get to play it. I don't own it on the original console, so we'll have to wait and see. If they do make a remaster, I really hope so. We'll see what happens. Nintendo! Dude, cheers to you guys for a great year. Because, wow, you killed it. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys have in store. New Pokemon game. Give me more details. Metroid Prime 4. Give me more details, because it's all we have is a title screen so far. New Fire Emblem. Animal Crossing. New Mario Party would be perfect on the Switch. Smash Brothers thing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I have not seen anything about this definitively. I have not seen them actually say for sure that this is a brand new Smash Brothers. I'm still concerned, well, not concerned because it's fine if it is. I'm still wondering if it's a Wii U port. And with, like, you know, some updates and maybe a little bit more flair in there or something like that. But I have not personally seen anything that tells me that this is a brand new Smash Brothers. So we're going to have to wait and see what that does. I'm hoping it is, and it would make sense because the Switch is a different system from the Wii U. But at the same time, the Wii U version, the Wii U itself wasn't around for very long. And so I don't know that the Smash Brothers on the Wii U got the attention they were hoping for. So they may have just been like, all right, let's do Smash Brothers Deluxe or something like that on the Switch. If there is something out there that says that it's a completely brand new game, please by all means let me know in the comments below, because I that would be great news. But either way, I'm excited for it because Smash Brothers it's always fun. Then I really want to see what they do as far as classics on the eShop. I want to see some NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, whatever. Just some more games that they're bringing out. Online service looks cool. We'll see what happens. And the only other things that I could think of that weren't like under any specific banner, I'm hoping to see something about Mega Man 11, as well as Borderlands 3. So hopefully we'll get a little more info on one of those, or both. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on E3, my little speculation and hopefulness. All we can do is wait. So it's going to be a long month, but I'm really excited, and I need to refill my beer. So, yeah. Other than that, let me know what you guys are predicting, what you're hoping for, anything that you're looking forward to about E3 2018 in the comments below. And other than that, keep on gaming.